Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, faculty and students, welcome. We are here to celebrate the graduation of Marana High's senior class of 2020. I am Aidan Cawley, this year's Salutatorian. I have found that the best way to describe what exactly a Salutatorian is to go to the Urban Dictionary. Their definition characterizes the Salutatorian as the person who just missed being valedictorian by a few GPA points. A very sad person indeed. After all, second place is just first loser. It is my great honor to be the first loser of this year's senior class and to address you all. I would specifically like to address you, soon-to-be graduates. We as the class of 2020 are truly one of a kind. We have been raised in a time unparalleled anywhere else in history. We are those born just before and just after the 9/11 terror attacks. We grew into our teenage years following the Great Recession and amongst the rapid evolution of technology. And we graduate high school amidst a global pandemic. No other graduating class will ever face these hardships. But as I see it, it is these hardships that have shaped us into the people we are. The French poet Molière put it best when he said that the greater the obstacle, the more glory in overcoming it. All of us have overcome the obstacles placed before us and have learned from them. We as the class of 2020 are more independent and self-confident than previous generations of students. We do not register diversity as something out of the ordinary. Rather, we see it as the norm. We are more open to change than those that came before us, and seek to find ways to make the world better. We find the glory in our obstacles. But I, like many of you, struggled early on amidst the closures caused by this pandemic. All of us were cut off from our friends and prevented from going about our normal routines. As such, for the first few weeks of this shutdown, I found little to no motivation for anything. Schoolwork and employment were the farthest things from my mind. Instead, I spent my time in bed, indulging in hours of TikTok and Instagram videos. I'm sure many of you found yourselves in a similar position. I was doing nothing to fix my situation. Rather, I was choosing to stay down and drown in my own misery. It wasn't long before I had to take a good long look at myself in the mirror. I forced myself to ask why I was choosing to stay down instead of trying to fix my situation. A realization hit me soon after. This pandemic was not and is not going to end magically, and the only people who can make this experience at all worthwhile is you and I. Only we can find the glory in this obstacle. I soon found myself leaving my bed each morning, slowly but surely, determined to make the most of my day. I found employment at a local nursing home, and have been able to find joy in helping those who cannot help themselves amongst this disaster. I began to reconnect with the friends and family that I had previously neglected. I have been able to find glory amongst overcoming this obstacle, and I know that you, if you haven't already, can as well. After all, we are a generation that has been doing so for the last 19 years. Now, I'm sure that each and every one of you, if given the chance, would go back and make it so this pandemic never started. But you and I can't. The only thing we can do is to seek to make the negatives positives and to keep moving forward, as we have all our lives. As we continue on in our lives, making the jump to either university, trade school, or a career, heed Molaire's advice. Find the glory in overcoming your obstacles. Work to be better day in and day out. Don't let yourself get beat down by the rigors that will continue to come as we move through life. We are the class that was born in the midst of terrorism. We are the class raised in the aftermath of the largest recession in our nation's history. And we are the class graduating amidst a global pandemic. Class of 2020, I wish you luck in your lives ahead, and be assured that better times are ahead. Thank you.